Okie dokie. So today's breath, this one is called Bumblebee or Hummingbird breath. Now once we get finished with it, I'm gonna ask you guys which name you wanna use because on the YouTube videos, I like to list it according to what we have. Personally, I like hummingbird breath, I like hummingbirds, but some people like to call it Bumblebee. So whichever one is more conducive to you guys, then I'm gonna list that on the website. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of this, 10. This one is a really deep inhale. And then the exhale, we have a hum with it. So some benefits about humming. I hum when I need to go to sleep. It's something I do ever since I was a little kid. Some people hum when they're nervous. Some people hum when they need to relax. Some people hum when they're thinking too much. Why do they do this? Because humming calms the nervous system. This one in particular soothes the mind. It relaxes the entire sinuses. So if you got anything going on up here, it's that vibration that's gonna start shaking things up. It actually shakes the mucus up. So you might notice some draining. You might notice your nose start to drain. You might notice some things start to open up in the head. You might even notice some coughing. So that's all normal. This one does have a very natural detox to the sinuses, the throat cavity, and the chest cavity. You're gonna feel that. This one increases circulation to the head and the face. So if you've got eye issues, again, tinnitus, if you've got jaw pain, this is a great one to help open up all of those areas and to get some circulation there. And then this one also helps with a soft mental clarity. So it actually helps refocus the mind from all of this into a very soft pattern because it's calming the nervous system so the mind can come back in, relax, figure out what it's doing. So if you ever get nervous or if you're ever in a situation that you just need a moment, this is a great breath for you. And the reason we do it with humming is because it's a twofold. So we've got 2 different sides of the nervous system being calmed here. So let's do a little warm up. We're gonna count our breath and then we're gonna get into hummingbird breath. So put your papers down. We're gonna start with our neck rolls. So you're gonna inhale at the top. Exhale as you come around. Inhale at the top. Exhale as you come around. Inhale at the top. Exhale, come on down. And remember, you can lead with your nose, so it's like making circles with your nose. Or you can lead with your chin. You can make circles with your chin. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling at the bottom. The reason we start with any type of circular movements is because it stretches one side of the body while it's strengthening the other side of the body. This is how all rotations work. So we're loosening up part of the neck and the shoulders and the jaw, and then we're strengthening it all at the same time. These are all the muscles we're gonna use. We're gonna switch directions. So exhale at the bottom. Inhale at the top. Exhale at the bottom. Make a big circles here. See if you can feel it all the way down into your shoulders, maybe your back. Maybe you even incorporate a little bit of the torso into this. Exhaling at the bottom. Inhaling at the top. Go as slow as you need to. Sometimes these can make you a little dizzy, especially if you've got any cervical issues happening. Good if you've got glasses and you want to take them off just so you don't drop them. Big circles. Inhale at the top. Exhale at the bottom. Good, one more. Inhale at the top. Exhale at the bottom. Good, we're gonna look over our left shoulder. So take your eyeballs with you. Go as far as you can. Inhale. And exhale. Switch sides. Take your eyeballs with you. Try to look at the back wall. Inhale. Exhale. Good, back to the left. Take your eyeballs with you. Inhale. Exhale. Take it to the right. Go as far as you can. Take your eyeballs with you. Inhale. Exhale. Good, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, lift your chin all the way up. Good, use your mouth. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale at the top. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale at the top. Inhale at the bottom. Blow it out at the top. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale at the top. Good. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale at the top. Good. Open your mouth. Stick your tongue out. And go, ah. And then close it and kiss. Good. Open your tongue. Ah. And then kiss. One more time. Ah. And kiss. Good. That opens up that whole area that we're getting ready to go. Do a couple shoulder rolls. So inhale up, back and out. 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 Good. Okay. Ready? Okay. Option number 1, I just want you to think hummingbird. So either a hummingbird in your hand or a bee in your hand. Whatever is better for your shoulders. So this is hummingbird, just like our little birds, but they're not gonna fly. Hummingbird or bee. You pick which one works for you, and you're gonna feel a different sensation depending on what you do, so maybe try different variations. So whichever one you choose, we're gonna take a deep breath in. I'm gonna demonstrate, and then we're gonna do the whole round. So it's gonna go. Right? And it may not go that long. So, what I want you to think about, because we're all going to be at a different pace, right? I want you to think you're as long an exhale as you can possibly get. So hum as long as you can until it goes, it's out, okay? That's when your hummingbird's done. So everybody's going to have a different pace. So you're just going to hear a bunch of humming, okay? So once you get to the end of your 10, then your hummingbird or your bee goes down. So we do need to count our regular breath before we go on. So hands on the body first. Close your eyes. And just take a regular inhale and count it. Regular exhale and count it. Do it 2 more times. All right, that is your starting number. Okay, it's our regular resting number. Now, find your hummingbird or your bee, whichever one you're gonna do. Remember, you are counting. Welcome to my job. All right, so we're gonna inhale and hum. Going. Go to your next one. gotten to the end of your 10, just put your bee or your bird down. If you'll notice, you have a particular tone when you get started. I want you to experiment a little bit with that tone, okay? So wherever you were, we're gonna drop down to a slightly lower tone. Tones, remember we talked about chakras, they have a sound? So each tone that we use can activate particular chakras, particular energies in the body. They have found that the lower tones help calm you. The higher tones stimulate you. So if you ever hear someone talking in this very low tone, you sink in with them very quickly. If you hear somebody talking really loud up here, you're like, okay, I'm gonna listen very intently because I don't know what you're going to say next. So children are in this high tone, and then as we get older, we start to drop to this lower tone. So in your next hum, I want you to think of just dropping it down a little bit. Your hum will not go as long because we're in a different part of the vocal cords, but we're gonna see what that feels like, okay? Did anybody have problems counting?
I do.
It's a lot to think about, right?
Right, yeah.
So I use my fingers a lot of times, so this is my activated bird or activated bumblebee. And if you get lost, then just come back, and if you're like, I don't know what number I'm on, it's okay. This is just a practice. We're just gonna see. There is no perfect in this. There's just practice, okay? Let's do round number 2. Find birds, bees, whatever you want. And if you need to count on your fingers. Okay, now we're gonna drop your tone. So think about, Sometimes it helps to drop your chin a little bit, okay? Inhale. Beautiful, beautiful. Such a beautiful choir we had here. Okay, so where did you feel that one differently? I felt mine like right behind the bottom of my teeth.
Like over there.
In the jaw?
I always have a tight jaw.
Well, this one is one of the ones I teach for TMJ. Headaches, migraines, great for all of those things. Breathing classes are not what you expect. It's not what they expect. So why do we do everything in 10s? Does anybody remember? Why do you think we have 10 fingers and 10 toes? It is the universal number. So the physical universe counts in 10s. So everything's on a 10 dimension. With your breath and with your mind, it takes anywhere from 7 to 10 repetitions to bypass that part of the brain that thinks, I can't do this. I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? This is something new. That goes for habit formation. That goes with muscular movement. Remember we talked about in some of our muscle classes. You got to do something 10 times to bypass the stretch reflex. So it's somewhere between that 7 and 10 range, and that's why I ask people to do at least 10. So if you got past 7, you're still in that range, and this is how the physical universe manifests itself. So by practicing this, we are practicing on reshaping our physical universe, reshaping our mind, reshaping the neural pathways. I can't do this. Oh wait, I can do this. Maybe I can. It's kind of yes. Okay, I get it. And then if we do it in 3 rounds, 3 is the other universal number. So we work with the universal numbers or the laws of the universe, then we're tapping into an energy that we all inherently have and we all inherently feel. We just can't actually, a lot of times you don't explain why do we feel that way. Let's do round 3. And now this time we're gonna do a high pitch. So whatever your high pitch is, so just go a little bit higher than what your first one was, okay? I had to adjust when I did it because I realized I wasn't very low at all compared to you guys. So I was like, let me drop that down a minute. So as you hear people around you, you may naturally adjust if you have that musical ear, but just go with whatever comes out of you, okay? And if you get to be the last person, you won the race. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. So find your bird, your bee, find your fingers if you need to, and we're gonna do a high pitch. Here we go. Inhale. It's okay if it doesn't sound pretty. In the whole scheme of things, it's beautiful. We're like a choir of angels. Got your violin going, keep going.
Teeth hurt.
Now, let's count our natural breath before we lose it. So hands in the body. You're gonna do 3 rounds. Count your inhale and count your exhale. No forcing, just see what it's doing. See if you notice any opening of the chest. If it's easier to inhale, if it's easier to exhale. Notice if you start to swallow as you inhale. And that was our second count. One opens up the chest quite a bit, so it does help with that inhale. And then remember, the longer you inhale, the longer you'll naturally exhale. Some of our breaths we focus on the exhales, some of our breaths we focus on the inhales. Your body will do both. So we just want to put the mind somewhere so that we can focus. What do we want to do with our breath that we do involuntary every single moment of every single day? What happens when we are conscious of our breath? What happens when we're intentional with our breath? What happens when you're intentional with your thoughts? When instead of like just reacting to something, you choose what you're going to do with it. So this is a tool that we have all the time. We're gonna choose what we're gonna do with our body. We're gonna choose what we're gonna do with our mind. And we're gonna choose what we're gonna do with our breath. The choice is yours. This next one, this one is called breeze breath or cooling breath. You may have also done this in a yoga class. I teach this in my water aerobics classes because you get very, very hot. This one is done, now, some people can do this. Some people can't. If you can't do that, then you're gonna breathe through your teeth. It's like a fake smile. Yes, okay. But if you can do this, this is how it's normally taught. It's just like the ears, you know, they're either going to be attached or they're not. You're going to be able to roll the tongue or you're not. If you can't roll your tongue, we still have your teeth. Okay. If you don't have teeth, then there's a whole nother version. This one will bring a cooling sensation to the entire body. So you will feel yourself, your temperature drop. If you ever are getting overheated, this is great for hot flashes. If you ever get hot flashes, then this is a great breath. And you can do it if your tongue is tucked. If somebody looks right at you, it might be kind of weird, but the other way to do it, and that's a little more incognito, is like a whistle. It dries you out a little bit more because the more you're going through the tongue, you're going through moisture. The teeth, you're going through moisture. If you just go through the lips, you get a lot of dry air. So in Ayurveda, water is a supportive, dynamic energy, which is why we want moisture. In Ayurveda, air is a dynamic, it's very drying and it's very focusing. But it can wear you out. So too much air can wear you out, but too much water really supports you. So if you are in public and you have to do this one, just wait till you get to your car and then do that one. Get some water in there, okay? If you're feeling dehydrated, great breath. This one is also a natural detox because we are amplifying the energy that's going through the mouth. So the digestive system is our detox system. This is how we intake things and we get rid of things. By activating that, by bringing that water energy into it, we are actually activating the digestive system. So remember what we said about activating the digestive system. You may have to go to the restroom right afterwards. You might feel an urge because it instantly starts to activate parts of the digestive system that we don't normally get to. This one is also very calming for the nervous system. So this one's gonna be an easy one. Roll your tongue or do your teeth, whatever you got, good. And if you're gonna do the teeth, I want big teeth. Like, hey girl, hey, And you're gonna inhale, it's just a light inhale. And a light exhale. And we usually,
exhaling from our mouths?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything goes to the mouth,
Okay.
and you can even make the little sound. Some people call this snake's breath. I don't really like snakes, so I don't call it that. I like cooling breath. So inhale. You can do the tongue. End. As we go through this, you might feel it go all the way down the body. The people that are cold-natured, this is generally not their breath. It's when you have the flash, when you're in a workout class, when you are in the summer of Charleston, or if you're in a dry climate. Remember, if it's hydration that we're looking for, something that's cooling. If you are not, I'm a cold-natured person. I'm always cold. So the only time I use this is when I'm at a concert, when I'm working out, or it's really, really, like I can feel myself going red. That's when I'll use this breath. This is not an everyday breath.
Does it matter what temperature air you're inhaling? I would think
No.
it does. No?
No, because your body is so intelligent that it begins to regulate. It's the same thing if you'll notice it. You know how dogs pant? Okay, so when dogs pant, part of it is they're trying to cool off their body. They open their mouth, they get as much air in, and the air is being cooled by their saliva. The other part of it is it relaxes their body when they open their mouth, like that. So basically that's what we're doing. Animals do this naturally. You have to come to a class to learn it. Your body will re-regulate the air. Same thing your skin does. That's why you start to sweat when you're in a hot climate, because your body is naturally regulating your insides to the outside. It's very, very intelligent. I'll go ahead and do round number 2. Okay? So I want everybody to try the teeth one, just because it's a nice one to have whenever you're in a weird position. And, yeah. Okay, so everybody.
Dry in your mouth.
Yes. So, and then to blow out. Give me big smiles. Big smiles, big smiles. Last one. Yep, make you thirsty. Now give it a second before you drink. Let your mouth re-regulate. See, at first you want to drink something, and then all of a sudden you're like, I have enough moisture in my mouth for a dessert. This one actually helps with blocked lacrimal glands as well, so eyes. So if you can't tear, I know, it's weird, right? So if you can't tear, or if you if you naturally start to tear all the time, this is great for that one. I've never treated anyone with blocked saliva glands, but you can run the experiment for us and see. So one thing, if you're gonna run an experiment, I would run the experiment for a whole week, document it. Remember we talked about the calendar, you write it on the calendar, you give yourself a check mark every day that you do it, and then leader marks. And then in a journal, I usually have people write down the qualities, like what has changed. When I did it immediately, what changed? When I did it over 2 days, what changed? When I did it by the end of the week, what changed? Because this is how you are in charge of your health. No one else gets to be in charge of your health. And the beauty is that you can do it on your own terms, your own breath, your own mouth, your own body is doing this. That's what I get so excited about. Go ahead and do round 3. This time I want everybody to do it with the mouth. We're gonna whistle, but without whistling, okay? So you're just gonna pucker your lips like this. I want you to feel this sensation. So we're gonna suck it in. Push it up. Good. Place your hands on your body. We're going to count our breath the very last time. So you're going to count your natural inhale and your natural exhale. Get 3 rounds of that in so you can get your last number. Yang increases your inhale, yin increases your exhale naturally, because they're tapping into different parts of the system. Inhale is what? Does anybody remember which one is like, remember we talked about stress? So the inhale is like your stressor, your exhale is your relaxer. So one breath increases a little bit of tension in the body, one breath moves the tension out of the body. So your inhale is always a little bit of stress, and your exhale, your body is more in the parasympathetic nervous system. The deep breath in, so if you think about it, if you are in a stressful moment, then as you inhale, you're taking in stress, right? The inhale is stressful, but you're redirecting it. And then you're focusing, instead of the stress that's out here, when you take that deep breath, it's like you suck it all into a space that you can then let go of it. Because you can't exhale without inhaling, right? You can't relax without a little bit of stress. But it's when we can refocus that stress, and then we're in control of it. And that's really what happens when you take your 10 seconds, or you take a deep breath, or you take a moment.